Clearance, this is Delta 800, IFR to Asunción. Parked at gate number 10 with information hotel. Gonna get a radio check for Delta 800. Radio check for Delta 800. Can I get a radio check for Delta 800?
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
Can I get a radio check for Delta 800? Alright, so my mic wasn't sounding too good, but now it's okay. Clearance, good afternoon, Delta 800, IFR to Asunción, parked at gate number 10 with information hotel.
Delta 800, Aerosoft clearance, roger, cleared to Asunción. Maintain VFR at or below 5500 feet. Departure frequency 120.6, squawk 6347. Expect runway 13.
Okay, roger, cleared to Asunción. VFR below 5,500 feet. Departure 126, correction 120.6, squawk code 6347. Expect runway 13 Delta 800.
Delta 800, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9 when ready.
Ground on 121.9, Delta 800. Alright, so plane is all set up. We can go ahead and disconnect our jetway connection.
cabin is secure, all passengers are aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the aircraft.
Ground, Arizona 800, ready for push and start from gate number 10.
Delta 800, airport ground, push and start approved. Face south.
Facing south, Delta 800.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Okay, beacon coming on.
Standing by for push.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay. Cleared for push and start. Please release parking brakes.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in the sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Oh god, I forgot my fuel pumps. Alright, oil pressure is coming up. We're at 50%. Starters have disengaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features and procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency. During an emergency, please remain in
Okay,
your seats with
pushback
your seatbelt
completed.
fastened and your seat
Please
in the upright
set your
position.
parking brake.
In case of a drop in cabin pressure,
Parking
breathing
brakes
masks
set.
will drop from the ceiling and should be
ITT
placed
below
over your
120.
Parking brake set.
If there is
Lowering
smoke in the cabin during the
aircraft.
evacuation of the aircraft, the walkway emergency lights will display to the exits
Ground.
which are
Startup is
located
complete.
here
You may disconnect.
and here. In case of an
20%.
extreme emergency landing, you will be instructed to get into
Okay,
the brake
sir.
position which
Cleared
is
to disconnect.
placing your head between
Pin
your knees
has
with
been
your
removed.
hands over your head.
See your
We
desire.
would also like to
Holding
remind you
position
that
waiting
you
for the
can turn
visual.
off all
Thank you and
electronic
goodbye.
devices. We thank you for paying attention during this brief presentation.
Service door. No way that's open. Let's take a look at looks like that went on. So I can't close the service door. Ain't that something? So how do I close it afterwards? Alright. Looks like we're gonna have to go back to the gates. Oh, let me advise ground. Ground, this is Delta 800 requesting parking back at gate number 8. We have an issue with our service door. We're gonna have to take a look at that, and then we'll let you know when we're ready for push and start.
Delta 800, taxi to gate 8 approved. Let us know when you're ready for push and start.
Ground, Delta 800, please disregard that last message. The issue has been solved. We are ready for taxi to runway 13.
Delta 800, taxi to runway 13 via Lima Alpha.
Taxi to runway 13 via Lima Alpha, Delta 800. Alright, so we've got our taxi clearance. So it's gonna be via Lima and Alpha. So Lima, then Alpha. Alright. Start generators. Auto electrics check, bleed valves on, packs on, APU, nose wheel steering is armed. Anti-ice probes can go on right now. Taxi, flaps check, flight controls check, trims check, thrust reversers are armed. Flight instruments checked, brake temperature, it's all good. Alright, green, we're ready for taxi. So it's gonna be correction, it's gonna be Lima and then Alpha. So we're gonna make a quick U-turn. See if we can see it. Should be over here. Alright, so that's Alpha. So I have to make sure I take a good look at that because I always seem to mess up with the taxi. But I think today we could accomplish great things. Put our taxi recognition lights on and we are ready for taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff. Please notice the cabin light.
Delta 800, contact tower on 118.85.
118.85 Delta 800. Alright, before takeoff, go lights and strobes. Cross flow manual. Transponder TCAS, let's turn that on. Radar terrain display, let's put that on map. Alright, so we are all set. That's toga switch. Let's do our altitude. Do it 1,000 feet. So it looks like we have an unrestricted climb, so that's good. He did say VFR below 5,500 feet, so let's put that initially. And we are all set. Let's turn in 8. Auto park at tower Delta 800, holding short of runway 13 on Alpha, ready for departure.
departure, American 59.
Phenom 45 Golf, contact departure. Delta 800, Aero Park Tower, runway 13, winds 355 at 4, cleared for takeoff. Cessna Delta Romeo Delta, contact ground on 121.9er.
Clear for takeoff, runway 13 Delta 800. Alright, we're all set. Alright, before takeoff, lights and strobes. Good. Cross flow manual. Flight attendant advised. Transponders on. Radar sets. Cast checked. Alright. Let's go. Alright, 70%. Everything is in the green. Alright. Okay. Set thrust. Airspeed is alive.
319er Zulu, contact departure.
Thrust set. 80 knots. 100. V1. Rotates. Positive rates. Gear up. Autopilots. Speed mode. Heading. Alright. Heading.
Delta 800, contact departure.
Contact departure Delta 800. Heading 042. Flaps 1. Speed up 250. Flap 0. Departure, good afternoon, this is Delta 800, crossing 5,000 for 5,500.
Delta 800, Aero Park departure, radar contact.
1644 for Hotel Victor Mike.
Hotel Victor Mike, contact bearers approach on 125.9er.
125.9er for Hotel Victor Mike. Can you give me the frequency again, please?
American 69er, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, American 69er.
Alright, fuel flow is set to auto, bleeds and APU set, thrust reversers are off.
Can you give me the SABE approach frequency, please?
Hotel Victor Mike, Aeropark departure. Identified. Good evening.
Good God, you've given me 5 flight level changes in under 90 seconds. American 2319 now for flight level 210.
N2319er Zulu, maintain flight level 210.
Delta 800, Aeropark departure. Contact Aziza departure on 119.9er.
119.9er, Delta 800.
N2319er Zulu, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210.
Aziza departure, good afternoon, Delta 800. 12,000 for flight level 390.
Delta 800, Aziza departure, Buenos Noches.
Approach, American 2319. Flight level 13.8. Sorry, flight level 140 for 210.
N2319er Zulu, Aziza approach, roger. N2319er Zulu, Aziza approach, contact Aziza Center on 124.1.
124.1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now 30%.
696 Bravo Lima. 6,000.
696 Bravo Lima, Aziza approach, roger that, I got it.
Contacting Iziza Tower 118.6, Lufthansa 877 Alpha.
United 819er. Contact Aziza Tower on 118.6. Avianca 96907. Contact Aeropark approach on 120.6.
Aziza approach Avianca 9697 on the ILS. 13 approach, request flight level 3000 to cancel the flight. Going to approach on 120.6 Avianca 9697.
Avianca 9682, Aziza approach fly, heading 130.
Heading to 13 Avianca 9682.
Avianca 9682, contact Aeropark approach on 119.5.
Going to approach on 1195 Avianca 9682.
SACE approach, good evening, 1454, flight level 120 to 1260.
Land 454, Iziza approach identified. Good evening. Land 454, contact Iziza Center on 124.1.
124.1 for Land 454.
Delta 800, Iziza departure. Contact Iziza Center on 124.1.
124.1, Delta 800.
I request visual landing for runway 02, Hotel Return Mike.
Climb 6000, Cessna 152.
Visual for 02, Hotel Return Mike.
Aziza Center, good afternoon, Delta 800. Flight level 220 to 3900.
Scandinavian 444 is on local glacier for runway 11. Squawk 5547, but the Scandinavian 444 is on local glacier.
United Tree 24 Aziza approach. Climb and maintain flight level 130. United Tree 24, climb and maintain flight level 160.
Hotel Victor Mike, say again.
Visual 02, Hotel Victor Mike.
Alright. Alright, so we are climbing ever so slowly. Crawling to get to flight level 390 again. Going at a small steady pace of Mach 6.8. We could turn that up a little bit.
Delta 2436, Aziza approach, good night. Six 906 Bravo Lima, Aziza approach, climb and maintain flight level 180.
696 Bravo Lima.
Oh wow, we are barely climbing. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna request, you know what? No, let's see if we get 290. I don't think we're gonna get there. I really don't. Okay, now it's 200 feet per minute. We'll get there eventually. Oh wow, would you look at that? That's pretty nice. Alright, there we go. 1,000 to 390. It's been a while, but we made it. Just enjoy the view. So as you guys seen my last video, I was talking about doom scrolling at cruise altitude, which is exactly what I'm about to do now. Oh wait, that's way too far. Put this up. No, let's put it down. Why not? Alright, so I was taking some... I know those movements were pretty weird, but I was taking a few good shots of my setup over here. I was showing them my head tracking software that I have. It's pretty nice, pretty trippy with this overhead display over here. It's very trippy. But you know, it's pretty good. So in theory, my head should be like over here, right? Instead of doing this all the time. I just have to, you know, look up, look down. Let's see, we are at Mach. Where are we at? We have a pretty good ground speed of, let's see, 200 and, wow, 200, oh, excuse me, 426. It's not bad. We have a pretty nice tailwind. It's pretty windy up here. Alright, so now that we are cruise flight, we have 30 minutes till our descent. I think it would be a good time to do a quick little approach briefing to our destination. Alright, so we're going for the ILS Yankee for runway 20. Alright, so let's see, the ATIS is going to be 127.6. Approach is going to be 119.7. Tower 118.1 and ground 121.9. Our localizer frequency is going to be 109.5. Final approach course 208. Alright, so our final approach fix, we should be at 1,900 feet. Decision altitude 449. Airport elevation 290 feet. Runway elevation 249 feet. Okay, so we are approaching from the south, right? Going to the north. We're gonna intercept Pecor at 3,000 feet. Later, Lonel, we should be at 1,900 feet. Continue our... Oh, correction. We're gonna maintain 1,900 feet till Burva. Then we could begin our 3-degree descent for runway 20. We're going to try to maintain around 750 feet per minute. It's going to be our descent, and in case of a missed approach, we are going to maintain runway heading of 208 all the way up to 3,000. Then we're going to turn left to intercept, correction, we're going to turn left to Pecor for holding. Wait, further instructions. Alright, approach briefing is set. Alright, so in case of a missed approach, we're not gonna touch anything. We're gonna keep our configuration as is. Once we get positive rates, we'll go gear up and slowly start retracting the flaps. Everything is going to be pretty fast since we should be leveled off at 3,000 feet again. And speed-wise, well, I don't think we should fully retract all flaps, considering the fact that we will be in the vicinity. So we'll see. Maybe we could retract it to flaps 8 perhaps, and then continue our approach with that config. Alright, so Alright, so once we're approaching our fix, we're going to be slowing down to 200 knots. Later, we're going to slow down to 190, correction. I'm going to call for flaps 1. After that, we're going to slow down to 180, call for flaps 8. Later, 170, flaps 20. And then once we're on intercept course, once we get the green needles, we're going to engage the approach mode. Alright. And that glide slope capture, we're going to go for gear down. We're going to call flaps 30 at 160 knots. And we're going to complete the before landing check. Our missed approach altitude is going to be, correction, our decision height is going to be 449, so let me go ahead and set that up over here. Decision heights. It's really slow. Almost there. There we go. Do it 450. Just why not? Wow, 510 ground speed. Nice. Alright, so let's start setting it up. Oh, we got 105er, recall, just in case we do 105 9er. And it's been pretty silent so far. I don't know why. But let's call in Kuruzu Airport. Kuruzu Airport, good evening. Delta 800, maintaining flight level 390.
Delta 800, Curitiba Center, Buenos Aires.
Contact Montevideo Santa on 126.3.
126.3, Honolulu.
So far so good. It's been a pretty uneventful
Delta
flight.
800, Curitiba Center. Contact Resistencia Center on 125.75.
125.75 Delta 800. Good evening.
Twin Cessna 2 Tree Golf current weather at Santa Bernardina International. Winds calm visibility, unrestricted few clouds at 5,000 temperature, 22 degrees Celsius. Dew decimal, 14 degrees Celsius. QNH 1.
Resistencia Center, good evening, Delta 800, leveled off at flight level 390.
Delta 800, Resistencia Center, good evening.
Alright, so we got our radio checks in. It's been pretty quiet so far. Oh god. Oh boy. Having a seizure up here. Alright, top of descent's gonna be in 14 minutes. It is getting pretty dark outside. And we're going sideways. That's because of the wind.
Resistencia Center, this is Lima Victor Hotel Victor Mike. Request clearance for IFR to Corrientes.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Squawk 6452, unidentified.
somebody keeps coughing back there. It never gets old. I always get, thing is, on these headphones, it sounds like really close. I mean, it sounds like it's someone in the room, and as you can imagine, it gets pretty, it gets pretty, real fast. So there's a soccer game today, and everybody's watching a soccer game, but not me. Well, it's because I'd rather do this than watch a soccer game. Not really much of a fan, but you know. I just saw a reel where a guy brings a bottle of whiskey inside of a paper bag, and he writes on the bag, "Work documents." You know, that's something I should start implementing at my job. Like, imagine you bring it into the cockpit. It's just a paper bag, brown paper bag with a bottle inside. And as you're doing your checklist, you're like, documents, check. We got our work documents all set. You know what's my goal this year? To get more subscribers. But I keep doing lives. You know why I keep doing lives? Because I don't have that much memory on my computer. So doing lives, you know, just get these videos out. But you know, it gets and I'm thinking about recording a few things. I think I'm gonna record the approach. I hope it doesn't take up too much time, because I know that around to about 4 minutes, 3 minutes, let's say 4 minutes, it's about, I think it's almost 2 gigabytes of memory. So I think I could do a good, maybe 15 minutes recording. So, let's see. We should be arriving soon, though. We are 190 nautical miles from our distance. We should be arriving in 21 minutes. And what does this say? This says 29 minutes, because we've got our approaches loaded in. So, yeah. So our top of descent, we're getting close. It's going to be 6 minutes. Nice. Outside air temperature is, it's pretty chilly outside. Hey, you know what's funny? I recently got a follow request from, I don't know, somebody. Apparently she has an OnlyFans page, but you look at her profile and you could tell her Instagram profile pic, not profile pic, but Instagram pictures. Yeah, they're not her pictures. They're all different. So if you take a look at her OnlyFans, I'm pretty sure that she's downloading these pictures and, you know, posting it as hers, which, if you think about it, pretty smart. It's like getting free money, you know? Now, does she have any subscribers? I don't know. If she does, I'll be amazed that people fall for this. Let's take a look. You know what? No, it doesn't say how many subscribers. Let's take oh, she's been posting for a while. Apparently, she started in April. But yeah, it looks fake. It looks so fake. That's weird. It doesn't say how many subscribers. It should say. Should say that, but no. Alright, I don't think my mic was on for that. So I think I'll say that again. And so recently I received a friend request. Actually a follow request on Instagram. It's from a girl, and supposedly she's an OnlyFans model. Right, no surprise. But when you take a good look at her pictures, you could tell that's not her. Like, you could tell that they're downloaded. Like, she literally screenshotted pictures from another girl's profile. So yeah, and it says that she has OnlyFans, right? So obviously it's a fake profile. Obviously her pictures aren't hers. And let's take a look at her OnlyFans profile. And yeah, I mean, her profile pic looks fake. Like, I don't think she has, I mean, if she has subscribers, I'll be amazed, because when you think about it, it's pretty smart. I mean, like, using fake pictures and getting people to pay for them. That's a pure stonks move right there. But obviously not her pictures. Like, who would subscribe to this? Like, who falls for this stuff? And let's take a look. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say how many subscribers she has. I wish it would say. It would be funny if she had like 700 subscribers. Bro, I'm about to start my own only fake fans. Cause I'm telling you, these pictures aren't that hard to get. I could get a few and post it as my own. So there you go. That's a tip for you guys. You're trying to make some extra cash, unethical ways to make money. Download pictures without showing the person's face, and then yeah, get people to pay for them. Stonks. That's your financial tip of the day. Like, could you, but, you know, if you think about it, there's all different types of preferences and different tastes out there. People have different tastes. So, technically, you could just use your own picture. I mean, there has to be somebody that's, like, willing to pay for your pictures. Okay, let's start descending. Playtime's over. Time to get to work. So we were on Resistencia Center. Resistencia Center, Delta 800, requesting descent.
Delta 800, say requested altitude.
flight level 280.
Delta 800, descend flight level 280.
280, Delta 800. Oh, sweet. We got an idle descent coming up right now. So let's go to 3,000 feet. Idle descent. Gonna save some money for the company. Because I, my friend, am the one that's...
Maintain VFR altitude.
Roger, maintaining VFR altitudes, Delta 800.
Delta 800, contact Asunción Center on 124.1.
124.1, Delta 800. Asunción Center, good evening, Delta 800, descending to flight level 280, currently crossing 320.
Delta 800, Asunción Center, saludos.
Saludos, my friend, saludos. He said maintain VFR altitude, but I'm going to disregard that because this is an IFR flight. We are scheduled IFR flight plan.
Asunción Center, Golf Papa Romeo, India X-ray. To avoid your further confusion, we have turned our transponder off. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Golf Papa Romeo, India X-ray.
Golf India X-ray, verify you're squawking 3562, mode Charlie, and verify altitude.
He clearly said to avoid any further confusion. Alright, 2,300. Asunción Center, Delta 800, requesting descent to flight level 210.
Delta 800, descend and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Delta 800. Alright. Asunción Center, Delta 800. Can I get the weather for Asunción?
Delta 800, Aeroporto Internacional Silvio Pettirossi, information Charlie 0,000 Zulu, wind 220 at 9er, visibility 6, sky conditions, view at 2,000 feet, temperature 22, dew point 19er, QNH 1015, density altitude 1100 feet.
Okay, copy. Thank you very much, Delta 800. Alright, so 1015 is going to be our, let me get this out of here. Alright, so 1015. Alright, checklist. Descent. Landing elevation is set. Fuel has been checked. TCAS set. Radar is on. Landing data set. Approach briefing has been complete. Alright. Set all. Alright, so we had a bit of an overspeed, but that was intentional because, yeah, I wanted to go fast. Alright, so that's our destination over there. We're gonna go straight ahead, make a little U-turn, and land runway 20. Asunción Center Delta 800 requesting descent to flight level 110.
Delta 800, descend and maintain flight level 110.
Tower on Asunción Center, Delta 800, can you repeat your last transmission?
Delta 800, contact Asunción Tower on 118.1.
118.1, Delta 800. Asunción Tower, good evening, Delta 800. Currently descending to flight level 070, crossing 150. We are 45 nautical miles from our destination, expecting to arrive in about 7 minutes.
Delta 800, Asunción Tower, roger. Continue descent to flight level 070. Expect runway 20 for landing at SGAS.
Runway 20, Delta 800. Asunción Tower, Delta 800, can you confirm QNH?
Delta 800, wind 220 at 9, a runway 20 cleared to land. Delta 800, QNH 1015.
QNH 1015, thank you, Delta 800.
reporting final. Twin Cessna 883 Mike.
Twin Cessna 83 Mike, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 2. Twin Cessna 83 Mike.
Twin Cessna 83 Mike, contact Luca ground on 121.9er.
Start slowing this puppy down. Let's run the knots.
Please notice the cabin lights have been turned off, and this is a normal procedure for a nighttime landing.
Give me flaps 1. .180 flaps 2. Actually, flaps 8, I mean. 170, flaps 20. .180, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, approaching, switching to green needles. Alright, go ahead and turn our landing lights on. Thrust reversers are armed. Passenger seatbelt signs on. Asunción Tower, Delta 800, 10 miles out. Turning right for localizer for runway 20. Alright. Gear down. Alright, 3 green. Flaps 30. So re-ref is going to be 135. Alright, glide slope has been captured. Flaps 45. Asunción Tower, Delta 800 established on the localizer for runway 20.
Delta 800, wind 220 at 9 at runway 20, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 20, Delta 800. Alright, get to work.
2000.
Minimums continue.
Minimums. Minimums. Minimums.
400. Autopilot coming off.
Minimums. 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 300. Minimums. 200. Minimums. Minimums. 100. Minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Delta 800, welcome to Asunción. Contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er, Delta 800. Alright. It was a pretty smooth landing.
Please remain seated
Right.
until the aircraft is come to a complete
After landing checklist. APU.
Just sit in your seats and keep the seatbelts fastened until we get to the gate. Once we do get there, I'll have the seatbelt sign off. You'll be free to move out the cabin.
Radar.
Thank you very much.
To radar. Stand by. Turn radar off. APU. Lights, strobes. Probes coming off. Asunción ground Delta 800, vacating runway via Charlie, requesting taxi to gate.
Delta 800, taxi to gate via Alpha. Good day.
Via Alpha, Delta 800.
Aerolog departure, runway 02, initial climbing 5,000 feet, departure on 120.0, squawk 5324, Ryanair Bravo 26.
Wow, so look at that. We've got
Ryanair 26, read back correct.
Good morning, Walk 2469 here. We request clearance to receive airport.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Information Lima on board, clear to receive via roll-off departure, international departure, runway 20, needs to climb to 4000, departure on 119.7, squawk 1635, Walk 2469.
Walker 2469 or read back correct.
Asunción, Sol, good day, Lunaire 274 Delta AV, request IFR clearance for Toquin.
Oh, Air France.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
He didn't understand anything he said.
We would like the IFR clearance.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Alright. Parking brakes and seat belts can go off. Thrust levers shut off.
Twin Cessna 883 Mike, Aeropuerto Internacional, Silvio Pettirossi, ground, taxi to parking at your discretion. Have a good day.
Taxi to parking at my discretion, yeah, have a good day. Twin Cessna 83 Mike.
Beacon is off. Go aircraft, shocks in place.
Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open. Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
Alright, we made it in one piece. That was pretty nice. That was a pretty uneventful flight compared to the other ones. So, hopefully we could keep this rhythm up. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.